That was a serious win for Arsenal against Everton, and Arsenal are quickly turning into mentality monsters in the Premier League title race. Yes, it was an ugly game. Were Arsenal at their best? No. But they got a massive week ahead of them, Arsenal. They got the Champions League return. They've not had that for 7 years. Of course, the North London derby. So to go to Goodison Park, not make it a tense or dramatic affair, make it a clean, professional 1-0 win, is the kind of result that is slowly kind of transforming Arsenal away from this kind of soft away side that play beautiful football into a side of mentality monsters. That is just the reality. In this video, we'll break down, obviously, the one goal, how Everton performed, the big moments for Arsenal, and of course, where I think it leaves Arsenal going into the Premier League title race. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. We'll be covering all the big, the midweek games, you know, for City, for Man United at Bayern Munich, and of course Arsenal's return to the Champions League. Let's just start off with the overview of the game. This Everton side of dross. I feel so sorry to anyone who's an Everton fan. They have a very energetic midfield of Idrissa Gueye, Onana, Doucouré. You know, they have McNeil popping around there. They had Ashley Young. So that is a very defensive, astute kind of Everton side that Arsenal had to break down. So it wasn't pretty, but did Arsenal get on with the business? Yes. And you can definitely say that even last season, when maybe Southampton, that kind of result for Arsenal, where it didn't go their way, you know, I think they probably learned from that. I think they probably even learned from the slip against Fulham, the little drawl there, where they think we cannot afford to be dropping these points, and going to Goodison Park is not easy. I think Sean Dyche is going to get a lot of criticism. I think he might even be sacked by the end of the season. I think this side are really struggling, Everton. But Arsenal just got on with it. They were knocking the ball around really well. I thought Fabio Vieira came in and obviously replaced Kai Havertz. Whether that's rotation for the Champions League is a different debate, because if it is, then it still implies that Kai Havertz, Ramsdale, these players I don't think are good enough for Arsenal in the big moments, especially against the likes of City, the likes of maybe Spurs, obviously next week for Arsenal, Liverpool's of the world. You know, when they have to get wins against those sides, will they be in the side? If that alludes to the fact that maybe they will be because of rotation for the Champions League, then I think that's a mistake. But if Vieira retains his place in the Champions League, then that's a big moment. There's no question about it. He came in, he knocked the ball around really well. I think his end product still needs a little bit of improvement. I can see why he didn't play a lot of football last season for Arsenal. I think he gets into nice positions and he's a tidy footballer. But maybe a couple of shots got kind of deflected, or he took his time with things a little bit, and that was a bit of an issue. Now, in the first half, obviously, Arsenal had a big opportunity with Martinelli. The reality is that, obviously, I think it was Nketiah that was coming from an offside position. From my understanding, I think they're trying to rematch. They're trying to re-referee football matches. They're trying to go back in time and try and get to every solution, make everything right, everything objective. And it's hard, and it's not right. And they're killing football, because it was a beautiful goal from Martinelli. Gets played in. Was it by Declan Rice or Vieira? I'm not sure. But anyway, Martinelli gets played in. It was the layoff from Nketiah that sets up the move. And it's a beautiful finish from Martinelli. Should they be re-reffing the game? That, you know, I don't think so. I don't think so. That's just my understanding of football, and it's such a shame that such a great goal is being ruled off, and these referees are desperate to rule things off these days. But nonetheless, a great moment for Martinelli, and then a not so great moment. Martinelli gets injured, and the guy that comes on is Trossard, who I've not been critical of, because I think he's been a fantastic signing. I mean, it could have been Mudryk. That's how bad it could have been for Arsenal, and it's been Trossard. Great professional, great Premier League proven winger. He's always got a moment in him. He always creates havoc in the box for opposition defenders. I've definitely had a layer of kind of the 5%, 10% of my analysis of Trossard has definitely been, does he get enough goals? Is he killer enough? Is he world class? Is he in that bracket? I don't think he is. I don't think he's shown enough so far. I'm sure he can get there. And if you have to let me know if you're an Arsenal fan watching, but the reality is he comes on and he makes a difference instantly. Basically, early in the second half, the ball comes back at him. I think it must be Saka that lays him off. The time he has to react to that goal is ridiculous. It's far too short, really, for anyone to be able to get the kind of quality finish on it that he does. It's a beautiful finish, left foot into the roof of the net, or just near enough. And it's the kind of goal that I want to see more of him, you know, more from him even. So it's a great finish. And that was obviously it. I think at the start of the game, you sat there thinking, whoever scores first probably wins the game. Maybe if Everton score first, they make it at least a draw. Arsenal, I think once they score and it's the only goal, it's game over. Everton have no quality up front. Beto put a shift in, no question about it. McNeil put some work in. Pickford's distribution got Everton up the pitch at points. But I mean, if I'm crediting the goalkeeper for Everton, kind of their offensive ability in this game, that says a lot about where Everton are. They're in absolute shambles. They're in free fall, and they've got to rely on the fact that I think Onana is a good footballer. I think Doucouré is a good footballer. Pickford's an England international. There is a bit of a defender there in Tarkowski somewhere, but he's fallen off massively. Ashley Young is, a proven professional at a very, very high level. That's got to be better than one of the two positions that will get relegated this season alongside Luton Town, in my opinion. But it's a big old ask. Let's just talk about Arsenal again. A really poor away record. It was 8 years that they failed to kind of get this kind of result at Everton in the Premier League, something like that, or at least a load of results that not gone their way at Goodison Park, including last season where arguably Everton were even worse. So to get the win, the clean sheet's massive as well. The backline for Arsenal I thought were a little bit not frail, but I think Nottingham Forest at the start of the season and Palace even had chances. Saliba and Gabriel is the partnership. It really is. Maybe that's been helped by Timber's injury in the sense that there are less options to kind of rotate. Ben White is the right back. It makes so much sense, and so does Zinchenko for me. So that back four is just the most naturalised back four going. Tomiyasu can come in, of course. Kirill can come in, of course. And then David Raya, I think he's a great physical specimen. He's coming in to collect things. Big moment for him in his career. And I think he proved himself. A clean sheet on your debut for your keeper is... you're an ecstasy. That's just the reality. So, and then look, a midfield that changed today. I think the midfield options are an issue for Arsenal. Havertz is an issue. I don't think he's nowhere near good enough for what they need. So if Vieira can come in and pull a string of games together, 8, 9, 10 games where he's in really good form, that gives them so much more flexibility. So it doesn't have to all go through Odegaard, who was fantastic today, and so was Declan Rice, who was kind of commanding and I thought put a good shift in. And sometimes a Declan Rice performance will go unnoticed, and you're going to have to get used to that, Arsenal fans, because when you have all of the ball, he's servicing other players that are far more talented in terms of Odegaard and Saka. A balanced quality performance from Everton, from Arsenal against Everton. It's a quality result. It's a 10 out of 10 result. A 1-0 win at Goodison Park early in the season. Get that done out of the way. Think about the Champions League. Think about the North London Derby. There's a world they get 9 points this week in all their competitions. That would be a fantastic start to the season for Arsenal. So definitely that mentality aspect. Arsenal's quality always been there. The players they've got at their disposal, fantastic. The mentality, I think, lacking definitely after the back of last season. Bang, it's there and it's starting to creep in. Everton away is a big moment for Arsenal in the Premier League title race. Do you agree? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Very keen to what you think. I'll see you very, very soon.